everyone. Thank you very much for having us today. My name is Samuele Contestabile.
My name is Daniel Sanchez.
And I'm Ettore Pavesi.
And today we're going to talk about the revolution behind cryptocurrencies and NFTs. The main purpose of this presentation will be explaining everyone what do we think is the future, what is the shape of the future, what do we think is going to be very revolutionary in the near future, in the long-term future, what is happening today with this, with the blockchain, with NFTs, and with cryptocurrencies. Obviously, the main value behind technologies like this, like cryptocurrencies, NFTs, resides on the blockchain. Blockchain, for many, I'm sure many of you already know what it is, but for the ones who don't know, it's basically just a huge database of data that is concentrated in a sort of chain. This is why it's called blockchain, because all these data are compacted together in sort of blocks that contain a lot of data together. And it's, well, many people decided to give value to this type of data. This value can be turned into cryptocurrencies, into NFTs, and into many other things. The most important thing about blockchain and why it's so important is because it's decentralized. Decentralization is very important because it means that there's nothing behind the blockchain. There's no government, there's no parties, there's nobody that created it, there's nobody can modify it, nobody can access to it. So in order to make it more understandable, it's sort of like internet. Internet is something that you might not have access to it, but the entire world has still access to it. So for example, in order to be shut down means that the entire world has to be shut down. So once this flow of huge amount of information starts, there's no way it can be stopped. And it's also extremely difficult to act because, like I said before, it can only be created, but once it's up there, it cannot be modified by anyone or anything. Why is this extremely revolutionary? For a number of reasons, because first of all, it's smart contracts. Because decentralization permits the fact that, for example, when we have a contract between two or more parties, this makes it very easy and fast and efficient. For example, even for assets that are extremely valuable, and for example, like if I want to buy a piece of land from someone, well, what I would need, I don't need anyone besides the other party's blockchain part. So I would just transfer the entire amount through the blockchain, and the blockchain verifies the transaction, and therefore the land can be mined in a matter of seconds. And also, it's innovated under many fields that we're going to talk about later as well. And again, the most important thing, which is the most valuable thing, is that it's decentralized. So it has no fees, besides the fees that are put by the people that mine the blockchain, which are extremely, extremely low. And there's no intermediaries. So it's literally pure just two parties or multiple parties. Innovations can be under many fields. The most important ones are obviously banking and healthcare. In banking, we know, I'm sure everybody knows about cryptocurrencies. It's extremely revolutionary because obviously there's nothing behind it. It's just the parties that exchange coins, exchange money, and it's extremely revolutionary because it's less time consuming, so extremely fast. It has no intermediaries, so it's also cheaper than a lot of things. And also, we have to think that banking system have office hours, have time. So if I want to transfer money, it might take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And with cryptocurrencies, obviously, it's going to take much less than that, just a few seconds. And the healthcare system is something that is already happening. The revolution is already happening. Many hospitals decided to put the entire database of their patients into the blockchain. And this is extremely important because basically nobody will be able to access it besides obviously the patients, because they will have the keys of their database of their inside the blockchain, and they can access their entire history there. So nobody will ever be able to hack it, and it's extremely fast to use it.
Some other innovations with blockchain follow as cybersecurity and supply chain. So when it comes with supply chain, you follow the product from warehouse to building to be sold. And this is important because whenever we follow products from the manufacturer to the store, sometimes there are problems as far as like peanut butter having salmonella or a recall of romaine lettuce. So with blockchain technology, you can follow the product exactly to each location and you have the exact footprint. So the blockchain technology allows manufacturers to have a better vision of exactly where their product was and how it got there. So if there were any problems, they can take it back and it would just be, the footprint is very visible so they know exactly where they're going with it. And as far as cybersecurity, it is not actually a database, it's more of, it's not in computers, so it's more of a cloud-based. And the way the blockchain works, so it's much more secure. And it's so secure that NASA is even talking about changing their flight logs and putting their flight logs into a blockchain. So that just shows you how secure this database really is. Some other current uses are electronic voting and smart cities. So I don't know if you guys know, most of you probably do, but this past election there were a lot of problems with voting and people had a lot of speculations and many people didn't trust the system. And West Virginia is actually using blockchain technology today with their voting system. So it's not people counting the votes, they're not people verifying the votes, it's actually the technology doing all the work. So when it comes to electronic voting, blockchain can assist in a way to make people feel more secure and more confident that it's all working out the way it should. And as far as smart cities work in a way that it's using blockchain technology, cryptocurrency to run this city. So they'll use it for their supply chain, they would use electronic voting, they would use all of this cybersecurity in a way to innovate and push more towards the future.
A question that people frequently ask is whether blockchain is secure or if there are any risks behind it. As far as we know, blockchain is very secure. The data stored in blockchain cannot be overwritten, so no one can hack or change the data unless they have a secret code. In blockchain applications, the digital asset cannot be. No one can steal or change the asset unless they have a secret code or a secret password that only the owner can have. So the only person that can access to the digital asset is the owner, and the only way that a person, so a hacker, can steal this data is stealing the password or the code. So for those reasons, we can say that blockchain is very secure. In the next slide, we can see how this process works. So the only way to access to the software is putting in the password, the code, or the fingerprint, so no one else can enter into the software, into the data. If someone else tries to make an access that is not the owner, the software automatically sends a message to the owner telling him that someone else is trying to access to his informations. So for those reasons, we can say that blockchain is very secure.
As of today, between the most important uses of blockchain is cryptocurrencies. I'm sure that many of you already know what it is or maybe heard the name Bitcoin before. However, cryptocurrencies are basically digital currencies that derive their value from the blockchain. Obviously, the value is behind the fact that it's just like blockchain. Obviously, it's decentralized. That means that there's no bank, there's no government, there's nothing behind it. So once the miner, which are the ones that create, that solve the extremely hard data within the blockchain, they are the only ones that can create it, and they can even modify once it flows. And it's obviously very important for us, and we think it's very valuable because it's basically money created by the people and for the entire world. And there's many advantages of this. It's because, for example, if I want to go to Europe, I won't have to obviously change my currency to the European one, because I can just use something that is completely the same in the entire world.
So there are two main types of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and altcoin. Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency ever made. It was created in 2009, and today is still on the top of its market. Bitcoin technology facilitates instant payments, and for these reasons, millions of people today are using it. The second main type of cryptocurrencies is altcoin, which is an alternative digital asset to Bitcoin. The term altcoin refers to all cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. And now I'm going to talk about the two of the most important alternative cryptocurrencies to Bitcoin, which are Ethereum and Cardano. Ethereum, the first Bitcoin alternative is Ethereum, which is a decentralized software platform that enables smart contracts to be built or to run without a smart contract. The second main type, the second alternative to Bitcoin is Cardano, a Switzerland platform that aims to run a public platform for smart contracts. Today, on cryptocurrencies market cap, Bitcoin is on the top of its market, and its value is around $60,000 per Bitcoin. On the second place, we have Ethereum with a value of $2,000 per Ethereum. And right now, Cardano is at the 6th place, but for most of 2021, it has been at the 3rd place, and its value is around $1.
The difference between fiat money and cryptocurrency is, first of all, the crypto is faster to use. So this helps you because, as we know, like our money we use is all dollar bills or in a debit card. Crypto's all online, so it's all digital. It's easy to use, there are no intermediaries, and it's very safe to use. And this right here, this shows you the difference between fiat money and cryptocurrency. At first, the few differences, like I said, are the physical, actual, tangible dollars, and another difference is that the dollars are issued by governments. Like we've said many times, that they're centralized, there are governments backing it. With cryptocurrency, there's no government backing it, so it's decentralized. There's no one giving it value, just the people giving it value. Another thing is that the value of money, like we said, is determined by the governments and by just how the inflation is, and this is determined by supply and demand.
Obviously, we are here today not to obviously promote these kind of currencies, because we understand that we're not trying to say that we want to kill cash or like fiat money. We just want to, and the people that believe in these decentralized assets, is that we believe in a sort of balance between the fiat money and the cryptocurrencies. We think that obviously we understand that the switching completely the entire system into cryptocurrencies can create a lot of problems, because it will kill basically any kind of government institutions and banks and any sorts of like this. But what do we believe in a sort of balance between cryptocurrencies and the fiat money, and this balance can be reached potentially once probably 51% of the entire population will start owning any type of crypto and start using them for normal transactions like buying food or anything like that.
So now let's talk about the risk about cryptocurrencies. To begin with, cryptocurrencies, like other currencies, are based on the trust that people have on payments. So if there is trust, the system works. If there is no trust, the system over time will collapse. The value of cryptocurrencies is very volatile. So the value can go up as well as down in a short time, and there is no expert that can know for sure when this value will go up or no, or down. So for those reasons, we can say that cryptocurrencies are not stable. Other currencies like euros and dollars have a central bank behind, while cryptocurrencies have nothing behind. And also, cryptocurrencies are not supported by the government. And so for those reasons, we can say that cryptocurrencies, those are the main risk about cryptocurrencies. And like any investment, people must be aware that there is the risk of losing the money invested.
So a few things that are happening today with crypto in the world is, as you see in this first image on the right, Elon Musk put hashtag Bitcoin into his bio. And this was a while back, and this alone drove the price of Bitcoin from $32,000 to $38,000. Just putting his bio hashtag Bitcoin. So that just shows you how much impact someone like Elon Musk investing into Bitcoin, how much it changed it and people believed in it. So he was credited for that. As well as Tesla purchased $1.5 billion. They invested that much into Bitcoin. And as of March 25th, a few weeks ago, you can actually purchase your Teslas using Bitcoin. So this is already becoming something that we can use in today's world, and you can actually purchase a car, and many people are starting to invest in this, big names. And PayPal is also getting involved with the cryptocurrency. As you can see, they have allowed you to trade, to buy, and to sell 4 different kinds of cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. And this is, as of today, only in the US, but as of 2021, this should be worldwide. So any PayPal user can buy, sell these 4 selected cryptocurrencies.
NFTs are the other one revolution behind the blockchain. NFTs are called NFTs because it means non-fungible tokens, which is basically digitalized assets which derive their value from the decentralization of the blockchain. So the main difference, for example, between NFTs is currency and cryptocurrencies is that, for example, when I exchange, let's say that I have 2 bitcoins and I want to give one to Daniel and one to Ettore, for example. The one that I give to Ettore and Daniel are the exact same. So they're the exact same thing, exact same crypto. However, when we purchase NFTs, they're one of a kind. And this is the most important thing because they derive from their value from uniqueness, because people obviously try to find things that are unique, that are limited in amounts, and that nobody has. And this is their most important value. And obviously, they have an unlimited number of uses. The entire market of NFTs is booming right now because everybody is starting to see the value behind this revolution. And the main important thing is that it's a new investment, and a lot of people can make profit out of it because you can create NFTs of anything. It can be digital assets, it can be not digital assets, it can be anything. And it's always it can be sold, it can be traded, it can be bought, and it can also start representing images and values of people when they go to television, when they represent their team, it's obviously, it opens new markets and new investment opportunities because, like I said, anything can be a non-fungible tokens as of right now. And obviously, it can be, the most important part would be art, it can be music, it can be games, and anything like that.
So some things today with NFTs, as Sam said, they are one of a kind. It can be art, it can be music, it can even be a tweet. So as you see right here, the creator of Twitter made his first tweet into an NFT, and this actually sold for $2.9 million. So this is just a simple tweet selling for $2.9 million. So this just shows you a little bit of what NFTs really are and how they are actually very, very valued today. And The Weeknd was the halftime performer at the Super Bowl this year, and he is talking about turning a song into an NFT. He's going to create a song as an NFT and sell it as an NFT. So even artists, like Sam said, artists, musicians, all kinds of people are getting involved with NFTs, and it's just becoming something very revolutionary. And even in sports, there's going to be talk about copywriting your self-image so that if you're a video of you making a dunk like LeBron James, he makes money off of the NFT just because his physical appearance is in the NFT. So it's a little confusing, but there's a lot. It's like the opportunities are very endless with NFTs. Like I said, they give value to anything, literally anything. You could create a card, you can create a video, it could be a picture, it could be anything. And it is a one of a kind. No one will have that exact copy, the exact digital code of the one that you have. So it is very different, and people could have something that looks similar, but at the end of the day, it's you have the original. And with all of this, cryptocurrency, NFTs, is creating a sort of a virtual reality as we speak. You're seeing virtual worlds, virtual collectible cards, not like physical baseball cards. They're going to be virtual, and this is just creating a virtual world that we are kind of starting to see, and it's something new, something we've seen in games, but it's something that is beginning to be a reality for all of us.
Here are some more examples of NFTs. On your left, we can see a collectible NFT. The picture represents a Logan Paul Pokemon card that is worth $5 million. Just the card is $5 million, a crazy price. What is crazier is the price of the second picture. The second picture represents the first emoji ever made, and with its album was sold for $69.3 million. So this picture and few other pictures in an album are worth almost $70 million, a crazy amount of money. In the last slide, we can see the first NFT ever made, and this simple NFT, this simple image, was sold for $7 million. So just to show you guys how crazy the prices are for just pictures. Yeah.
And thank you very much for your attention. I hope you guys understand the value behind this. And thank you.
Yeah, there are a lot of risk behind cryptocurrencies, but there are more the good things about cryptocurrencies. We believe that cryptocurrencies is a possible future, and just thinking about bitcoins, it was created in 2009, and right now, if you would have invested just, let's say, $100 in Bitcoin, you will be almost millionaire. So in 10 years, just investing a small amount of money, you could be actually a millionaire. So for those reasons, it's very innovative.
It's true. There's nothing behind it. However, the people, what we want to transmit is that is the long-term vision on cryptocurrencies, because keeping your money within the blockchain is extremely more secure than keeping your money in your bank account, because obviously it's more accessible. We're not talking about platforms online where you can invest in this crypto, because any other platform is just like anything else that's on internet. However, if you keep your money, which is crypto money, within your blockchain, and you just have that key, which is a huge amount of numbers and letters, it's truly impossible to do it. Many have tried, many want to do it. However, the outcome won't be good, because it would just drop the entire amount of millions and millions of dollars invested, and would just be worthless, because you will have basically an asset that doesn't have value anymore. So that's why it should be very safe. Yeah, so it's an issue that I don't think anybody would like to solve, because it makes it, even if there's a high risk, there's also high safety, because that means that there's only that key. So you should keep your key with you, and there's no way it can be, because that makes it, the blockchain, so the real money, inaccessible. And that is something that it's very valuable for people, because it makes it basically something that you own, which is basically unattackable, unhackable. And there's been thoughts of putting like a sort of digital attaching, like a sort of face ID attaching within your card, within your with your blockchain money. However, this is something that people don't really like because it's hackable. So people have valued this a lot just because it's extremely safe and it's not hackable. So if you lose your key, unfortunately, you lost your key, you lost your money. But